I just got in this chainsaw. It's a Jobu. It's looking very nice. I got it in a stack of how many it was? 5 chainsaws. I go to a man in Oslo. I wanted to buy a Pioneer P28. But he also had 4 other chainsaws, and one of them was this Jobu, and he had 2 Jobu SL3 and 1 Johnson's electric chainsaw, electric with a wire, not battery. So the thing what tempted me was the Pioneer P28. More than 50 cc, and he wanted only $35 for it, so it was after his father, and he didn't have use for these old chainsaws. So it ended up a very good bargain. I took all 5 chainsaws, $100, but this looked very nice. And the father who owned it knew how to take care of them and took care of them well. It's even sharp chain on it. I'm not sure much about the chainsaw, but it's a jubileum model. That's maybe why it's a golden kind of finish on the top here. And it can read Jobu here. And that's a very simple jubileum mark. From 1947 to 1977, that gives 30 years, jubileum, 30 years for the wood work. I can read here, but it's not no extravaganza jubileum mark, but a very simple one. But very good, because you could write here is 4%. 1 to 25 mix. It's from maybe from 1975, 1976, around there, the chainsaw. But the cool thing is it has a heat in the handle, on and off switch for heat. There you have choke, activate the choke, pre-start, on and off switch for the chainsaw, on. And it's a very solid build. They tell Jobu was very famous for good quality, reliable, and good chainsaw with the safety brake here. Of course, I have a small little tree I want to take down. I already started it, not today. I started yesterday, tested it. But the day before that, or the day before, I need to drag a lot of time to start it, so I don't really know the chainsaw. But I didn't do any repair on it, not at all. And that's pretty amazing. And the warming in the handle is working. And it looks very good. Looks very good. Jobu. I think the decal here is gone, so I think it's a Jobu LP5. That's my best guess. I don't know much about this chainsaw. But it's proud to be a Norwegian and have a Norwegian chainsaw. And I have a very small little tree I want to take down, but want to see how it works. If it's behaved nice. I know the chain is good. I don't know which chain it is, probably a 325, but more than that I don't know. If it's chisel, half chisel, or safety chain or whatever. Probably not the safety chain because it's probably old. But it looks good, huh? I don't know how big it is, don't know anything. It's a little chainsaw, not that big. And there's a tree behind there I should take down. Ah, that's good. Only thing I did with it, I cleaned it very light, slightly, so it looked decent. So the owner of the place, till I can take down that little birch there, very small one. So, seems like a brilliant, good chainsaw, and the word that comes with this is that it was excellent quality, and it's from Norway. And this one, it needed to be used a little, maybe been on the shelf for 5 or 10 years, but seems to have a very good one here. Didn't do nothing besides cleaning it. Very good bargain, happy to have it. Even sharp chain, and have the luxus of heat in the handle. Oiling good. It need to be settled a little again, used a little, so then so far so good, I would say. It's need to get free of old gunk and get the fuel float again, because 5 or 10 year old remnants of gasoline in all ways in the carburetor and in the piston rings and everything is become a little like gluey, a little stuck. But if not standing for too long, maybe don't need to do anything. It could be healthy enough, but it need to be kind of settled again, used again, try it 2-3 times and you see if it works. Then you don't need to do any unnecessary maintenance and work on it, if you're lucky. The most common thing is that you need to change the fuel lines and the diaphragm in the carburetor. The fuel pump in the diaphragm in the carburetor is the fuel pump on the chainsaws, and also the gaskets. Could be the rubber in the gaskets could be stiff. So and the carburetor could maybe need a ultrasonic cleaning if it's a very old chainsaw, and this is a very old chainsaw, so 1975, it's about 50-year-old. Now if it's from 1973, it should be 50 years old. But looking good. Don't have too much hour on it. It's been in one-man ownerships all its life, as I understood. He bought it new. So very promising. Sometimes you can have an old chainsaw that is very, very good. Don't need to buy a new one. And this is all metal, no plastic, except this filter cover. It's combined filter cover and cylinder cover, I would say. Have safety mechanism and everything. Very good. Okay, pre-start then. Now I'm sure I drowned it. Can happen. Then I need to wait. So you need to get to know the old chainsaws. Very sensitive. A lot of gasoline. So what really happened now, not sure, but most likely it's a drowning. I could experiment. I could try to give it choke, see how it reacts. But then I most likely make the drowning worse. But you never know. No, that was stupid. I bet tomorrow it's up and going again. So back in evening then, in the garage. And how is the mood on this Jobu? I guess it's an LP5 or 5. How is the mood now? Did I drown it out there in 12-degree weather? And it's still working okay. My suspicion is that I drowned it for some reason, and as I told, it's maybe been standing for 5 or 10 years, not being used, so it need to be settled again, or used to be used, to tell it like that. It's on. just round out there, and it's a good chainsaw. Need to be settled, and it has a little specific smell, like when you start to use an old chainsaw. They have some individual charming smell, some of them, some special smell, old gasoline and stings going through the system again. This one I added a little oil to because it won 4% and it's from about 1975. So I give it a little, just by give it some extra dropples of 2-stroke oil in the gasoline, just to be sure. So this I will take good care of, the Norwegian Jobu, even a jubileum, 30 years jubileum sign on it. Oh, the focus is not maybe so good.